Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm Joe, and Dan will be joining me shortly. Ooh, here he is. Um,
Hey,
he's streaming from over in the kitchen. I'll be playing from the office, and I'm just gonna set this up. So let's see.
okay, that
Share
probably
screen.
saves everyone from the glare.
Yep. Here it
As
is.
much as it can.
Yeah. Let's hope I can actually run this nice and well. We probably should have had you host the stream so you could have the chat come up, but we'll rely on you if there is a chat this time around. I'm expecting it'll probably be mostly from Twitch. Um, Dan, you'll let me know, and I'll switch over to StreamYard, and I'll pop up the chat
Hey,
up there.
Porter.
And speaking of which, here's Porter. Hello. Now, I ran a poll on Twitter regarding which country to do this stream, this playthrough of over in, and it came up with 50% Scotland, 33% France, and then 16.7% England. Ireland sadly was left in the dust. So we're
Well,
stuck
it's the
with
Irish.
we're stuck with Scotland, and which is honestly, if we end up discussing that, it's probably for the best because that's probably my best. I'm probably more knowledgeable about that in France than I am, But I ended up almost doing the All Alliance as a graduate topic, so it works out. Um, Only potato lovers want Ireland. Yeah, that's why I wanted it. I'm a massive, every French person's a potato lover. I think there was a poll actually recently done by an agricultural guild or something over in France, and they actually came up with a poll like a really high number for how many of the French love it. Now we need to figure out which era. I don't usually like to go with 769 for some reason. I just really do. I guess it's my attachment to Charlemagne. I just don't want, to contradict Charlemagne. I love that era, and I want it to happen historically. Oh,
Well, it's
and
not like me who captured William the Conqueror once.
yeah, uh, early medieval. Oh, you grow your own potatoes. Oh, that's really cool. I love potatoes. I usually go 867, but they have 936. I'll leave that to the chat. When you say early medieval, let's see. I have this in French, so I'm not sure. Wrong one. I'll wait for Porter to decide which era, as it should be the chat that decides this. And then we'll get to the historic discussion because that's what I think a lot of people last time were hoping to get me to discuss more at length of. I don't know why. And on the bright side, I recently got myself a PDF copy of Livy's Histories of Rome and Polybius, his histories. Et pas bien. Les Français ne sont pas bien. We're always contrarian. We were born and bred that way.
No, we're not contrarian. We're just right.
All the time. Yeah. Yeah. But you know what, Porter? Like I said, do you like 867, 936, or 1066 as the start dates? 867. Okay, my favorite. Here it is. Personnalisé. I'm just gonna try checking out over here. Let me. I can't. I'm having problems moving towards there. I can't seem to. Okay. There. All right. So we have so far a lot of land that's owned by the MacAlpin family. Let's see. This would be Constantine the First. Constantine, I think is how I'm supposed to pronounce it. We have Creenan of Buchan. Moray, which is owned by a member of the MacAlpins. Well, the Moray and MacAlpin clans did share a lot of blood together, but they ended up sharing a lot of bad blood later. Okay. I like this. I like this. Strathairn's nice and in the middle of things. Now, I will cheat a little because I'm a cheater, and I'm not the most talented gamer. Just to give fair warning. The only thing I will cheat on is getting cash. For laws and such, I will not do that, as, well, I don't think people would want that from me. I'm just going to personalize. I think that nose should work. Whatever. When you have a mustache like that, where's the mustache? First off.
Alba.
Oh, juste là. No, I was looking for, like, where it is dans la liste. I like this. Let's make him a ginger. That way he's as Irish as it can get. Whoop. I didn't expect that hairstyle. Not bald. Who wants a bald Scotsman? That's horrifying. Unless they're a monk.
Yeah, I've heard of Europa Universalis the Fourth.
Oh yeah, I've never played that game. The sequel, I'm not terribly interested in. All my friends love it, but I never got into it. All right, so I know, like, some people might say, well, like, go with a girl or go with a guy. I just prefer to start with a guy. Let's see. For my coat of arms, I don't know. Like, what should I do? All right, let's see if I can't get something. I really want the Fleur de Lis, but this is a Scottish quest. And on the choice of, you know what? Let's just stick a stag on there. Yeah, let's go with the stag. Okay, I wish I could zoom in on that name, on the name. Hector is the given name. Duff. Archibald, no. Ronald. I really like the name Ronald for some reason. But I've used it too often in books set in Scotland that I'm writing right now, so I can't. Mungo. Who wants to be called Mungo? Finlay. No. Malise? No. Not Finlay again. Arthur, King of the Britons. Actually, I think the Scottish equivalent at the time would have been Artuir. That is to say, Artuir. I found that in a few sources. Actually, interestingly, is the most likely candidate for historic Arthur is probably from, I think, a king of Dalriada called Artuir. So that's pretty interesting. Malcolm. Go for the generic Scot name, Malcolm. Okay. I'll just. I wish I could get that symbol in there, because there's an A with a weird arrow on top of it. A accent aigu, which I really like Angus, but okay. The chat has spoken, so Malcolm. I'll go with that, which is the original. Abernathy. Dunbar. Mac Lachlan. That sounds pretty Scottish. All right. So, now I got to figure out. Okay, let me see. Oh yeah, this raises his age. We'll go cold. All right. Actually, wait. Let me see about traits. This lowers my diplomacy. That's going to be tough. This would, yeah. Let's just go. Why overthink it? Let's just start. All right. All right, so Dan's going to be my scribe because he's got to record all my screw-ups. As I like to try to. All right, so let's see. All right, now, like I said, I cheat a little. Cash. There, I have cash.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, now that's going to be my limit for the most part. I'll occasionally use that, but my main goal is to try to play this straight. Now, Dan has been able to play, I think, a few centuries, make it to kingship cheat-free. I've never done that. You're a much better gamer than I am.
I got annoyed playing with Gavelkind.
Oh, I hate Gavelkind.
I know. The first time I played, I actually went to Ireland. My character married a woman who played politics and tried to manipulate the children.
Oh, wow. Okay, I really like this match. She's got a great diplomacy check and scholarship. Now, I myself am pretty mediocre, so I need a good wife to help me out here. Let's build this up. Oh, wait. For the repose of my eternal soul, I need to build up the church. All right. So, oh, wait. I need direction in life. All right. So, this is where I'll turn once again to the chat. MacDougall. Frick. Sorry about that, Porter. I should have gone with that. MacDougall would have, or MacDouglas or something would have been better. Max my intrigue. All right, so you're voting that I go for one of the intrigue options. So you want me to be a seductive jerk or just intrigue in general? Okay, so normal intrigue. Okay, so I'm not going to be some wannabe seductive Don Juan. This works. Okay, so right now I also have posts to fill out. Okay. Oh, I actually have some pretty good options. I've got some pretty competent guys. I never let them have access to weapons and whatnot because I don't trust them. All right. Argyle. Or I want to return to the motherland. I want to unite Ireland. The Emerald Isle. I didn't pronounce that right, did I? All right, let me see. Let's focus on internal affairs. All right. let's go with this. Focus internally and spread some naughty stories about him. So now we go like this. All right. I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to look at this. I will accept a promotion, yes, because I'm self-serving. Ah! Tout le monde est concerné. Okay, sure. All right. So
what just happened? Oh,
okay. Now let's see. Let's try to have a son. And now, let's see. So I've made those decisions. Let's see. My all right. So succession. Now we don't want Gavelkind. Partage Sadik.
Form
Of succession, you mean?
succession, yes.
Yeah, it's not a good one. But you know what? I should have some pride. I am awesome. Oh my gosh. Okay, if I instantly lose, that's not good.
Yeah, she better get to work.
Yeah. I'll say him. Why not? If I game over immediately, then I'll just start the match over again.
Yeah, and I'll also clear out what I've recorded so far.
Yeah, in terms of the Word file.
Because
there would not be much to talk about.
Yeah, because if you get a child, then I'd keep on going.
Yep. Oh, I've recovered. Malcolm of MacLachlan has survived. Let's just go full out. All right. So let me see if, okay, they're coming along. Now I'm going to limit how much I could do with the army and whatnot in terms of cheating because, you know. Actually, I'm not even going to join in. This is not my concern. Or maybe it is. Okay, that's really not good.
What kind of war?
Let me see. Oh, I just wasted that money. Why bother? The Sons of Loth broke invasion of. Oh, this is for this is for England. Why would I defend England? I don't care about England. I'm Scottish. I don't even like them. Je les aime pas. Make some powerful allies early on. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to quickly do one things. I'm going to send him a gift because he's my monarch. I like him, sort of. Donald. Oh my gosh, he's not doing great. But his successor is Hugh of Moray. If I can get a daughter, I could probably engage her to him. Let's wait. Oh, shoot, I'm being sent out. Let's see. I'm just going to use this cheat because I want to know, like, if she's close to being pregnant. Oh wow! An army has arrived in Strathern. Thanks to the efforts of my bishop, who's living in my lands. Wow, I have a bishop who's loyal to me. And he informs me that they are hungry for a battle and for war. And I just need to do my job and find them a nice little peaceful, productive war to fight in and slaughter people in, which I should really like that. But yeah. Okay.
Last Kingdom. I mean, just take a quick look at what.
Oh, Last Kingdom's an Anglo-Saxon series. It's a little mediocre.
Okay.
Well, I say it's a little mediocre. Okay, in terms of the costume design and whatnot, it's great. The actor who plays Aelfred is really good. But the trouble is, the original novel spends most of the time bashing Aelfred and a lot of the actual Anglo-Saxon figures of the time, which so that the author could have his pet character accomplish all the magnificent deeds. Uhtredson is an interesting character to an extent, but he's essentially a Gary Stu. And the trouble I have with that is that let's give Alfred his due credit and give some of the historic figures their due credit. Having Uhtred have his rivalries is cool. Like, you can't portray one or two historic figures as jerks who are stealing the credit of the main character. But you can't have every single character do that. And yet, like, that's what's happening. And
unless we found the
I find it hard.
The Town of Youth.
Yeah, I find it hard to swallow that Uhtred is still young 50 years later. Yeah, well, it's not that he's young. I think it's just that he's portrayed as still being as strong and mighty as basically Lu Bu-like as he was at 20. Like, if anything, I think he's stronger when he's like 60 or 70, which that doesn't make any sense. And it's just minor details like that I find, have a problem with. But that said, Bernard Cornwell has a mastery of prose and is obviously a very talented dialogue writer and overall writer. So no, I don't really like the series. Oh, and the actors are really good in the series, I will admit. I don't really like. I think I have a copy of the book, or one or two of them, but I haven't touched them in years. The series isn't bad. Like, let's be honest. It's not terrible, but it's not okay. I do think it's a little bad, but it's hard to say. Like, I've got mixed feelings because it's this. I'm French, but as much as I get frustrated at times with the way things are in when it comes to some Anglo-Saxons, I mean, no offense, and some cultural trends here and there, but I'm a big Anglophile. I'm like Maurice de Buon, I will admit. As much as I'm more of a Scotophile, an Irophile, I really do love England. I really do love the United States. Name me an Anglo-Saxon country and I probably love it. Same with Dan. Actually, I think Dan probably loves it even more than I do.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the problem I have is when you portray Anglo-Saxons in too terrible a light at times, I start to get a little resentful of that. In particular because I really love English and Scottish history. And like, if in a novel you portray Edward I as a jerk, I don't mind that. That's true. But yeah, not really, I found. But then again, so do the entire Chronicles. Oh, wait, let me go back up. I've been to the farmhouse at Athelney where Ilfrid fled to. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's one of the most interesting stories about Ilfrid. Oh wow, that's so cool.
Definitely going to need to go check that out.
Oh yeah, Dan, because he was at one point chased out of England by the Great Norse Army that landed. And you just had it was an alliance of several Norse jarls and tribes, and I think around 10,000 Vikings or so, or upwards of that number, and anywhere between 10 and 25,000 thereabouts. And what happened was they completely smashed West, like most of the, like they smashed Mercia, they smashed Bernicia, I think it was, East Anglia, and then smashed Wessex. Alfred fled, and he had no one to follow him. But then he comes out of from where he fled to in a farmhouse. This is very similar to what happened with Robert Bruce, except for an Anglo-Saxon king. Alfred comes back, rallies an army, destroys some of the Norse in a battle, and manages to turn the tide. But his best method of turning the tide was building castles. He built these large keeps, I think stone and motley castles, I think it was. And I'm not an expert on Alfred. Bear that in mind. I'm wanting to pick up a good secondary source book about him to read more. I've read the Anglo-Saxon Chronicles, Chronicle of that year, which is like Twitter posts, except in the 9th, 10th, 11th century and whatnot. But Alfred proved to be one of the greatest Anglo-Saxon kings of all times. He's the only English king to be called the Great, and it's with very good reason. It's now farmland. Oh yeah. Right of access now. Oh, cool. There stands a monument on top of the old church. Oh yeah. He loved his churches as well. The whole area used to be marshes in the Somerset levels. Cool. Yeah. Oh, Alfred, he was such an amazing king. He was probably the second probably the second best monarch of that century, of the 9th century. Charlemagne, of course, takes the cake because he's Charlemagne. And I'm not saying that to like undercut the English. It's just, I would argue Charlemagne was maybe the greatest medieval monarch of all times. And this let me see. Oh, I'm off to war. Goody. When is she going to get knocked up?
Yeah, castles do have that effect.
What, being awesome?
Castles made it for harder for invaders.
Yeah. The Normans, I know, were the reason for England's endurance. Yeah. Alfred was far more important in unifying England. Yes, he was. He very much was. Aethelstan could not have unified England like he did without his, I think, grandfather, Alfred. Alfred did more to establish that dynasty than anyone else. Aethelstan, though, did do a great job establishing it as well. Too bad Aethelstan's successors left it to rot. I only criticize his successors because, well, they weren't very good. That is until I have a weird point of view. That is until Canute came along. He revitalized Angleland, and you had the Godwinsons and Godwin, who were crucial. And very, very positive, a very, very positive force in, in England at the time. Without the Godwins, I don't think that Canut's sons, there would have been the same kind of stability. The Godwins were crucial, and they were just, I have a very positive opinion of them.
Name your favorite medieval monarch.
My favorite medieval monarch. Oh, that's hard. That is hard. Oh, and real quick, and he also understood the importance of writing history. Yes, Alfred gets a lot of credit for that. Same with Charlemagne. Dan, your favorite medieval monarch? This is a tough one. Very tough.
Yeah.
I can tell you my least favorite, but all right. Yours is Edward III. I don't like Edward III. And my reason for that is his betrayals of Scotland and his cruelty towards the French people. But I'm biased because I'm in favor of France. But for what Edward did now looking at Edward from an English perspective, he was fantastic. And at least until his last decade or so, when he had, I think, a stroke, and he was just incapable of ruling on his own, and everyone began poaching his trophies and whatnot. So he was very, very, very important, and he had a very positive impact on England. Wow, I'm constantly in and out of the house. How am I supposed to knock her up? What's her fertility rate at? What's mine? This is so weird. They're both very fertile. Okay, what's my court like? All right, let's see. Maybe I should start sniffing around for a mistress. Yeah, I'll do that. I need the prestige. Okay, I'll just pause real quick. I'll do this. I can't build anything. All right, so let's do this. Technology. So, Dan, your favorite monarch? Off the top of your head.
Oh, boy.
I'm caught between, I'm not going to lie, between one of three. I really like Charlemagne. He's up there. There's, what was his name? There's, this might sound really weird, but I think there might be Louis V, the grandfather of Philip Auguste. I just really like Louis V. Actually, I might have to say four possible figures. Louis V did so much to advance the crown interests, and also was a fair-minded ruler, and he's nicknamed Le Glorieux, but he's also nicknamed Le Gras. But his title was supposed to be the Glorious, and he was glorious. There's Philip Auguste. I really like him. And the fourth possible favorite of mine might be Constantine.
Okay, August, May.
So, yeah, I'm. Let's go for it. Oh, my king has an offer. Oh, he wants her to become his concubine. Of course I agree to that. I'm a good subject-ish.
Who's going to be your concubine?
No, I was to give one chick at my court to my king as his concubine. I immediately helped arrange it. So now I'm kind of like a pimp. So I need bling. I think it is in a... Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, wait. He was the equivalent of Hadrian to Adrian. Edward III. I would argue, in some ways, Henry II was more like... No. Well, actually, Edward IV might be. Favorite? Yeah, Charlemagne's just the greatest. If you could pick a nation and era from the medieval period, who would you argue was the most powerful? I'm going to exclude Charlemagne here because that seems too just an answer. Or even by the Greek medieval empire, or Byzantine Empire, some call it, or Roman Empire. The Greek Empire was really at its peak. It's like, okay, we got to exclude that because it's its own can of worms, and it's really, really powerful. Especially during the reign of, I think, Heraclitus. So I'm caught between, now this would be pure medieval, but I'm caught between thinking nation and era. There's Philippe Auguste after he's taken the Angevin Empire, but there's also Henry II, Henri II, who was remarkable. But on the other hand, Edward III did surpass him, and Edward III was a brilliant military commander. So, and I'm also going to exclude Asia because when I think about it, I'd be tempted towards certain military commanders in Japan at the time, and maybe even the Mongols. So, like, we can't mention them because I think you're thinking mostly Europe. Ottomans, well, yeah, but they, okay, yeah. I was trying to exclude Eastern Europe there, but okay. Yeah, but I'd argue that some of the Catholic kingdoms were far more fearsome. When you look at Isabella and Ferdinand. Oh, and Dan, real quick, shooting star is seen as my wife, Cathan, is ready to give birth.
872.
Yeah.
Shooting star, just past.
She's getting ready to give birth. True. Now, yeah, like Ferdinand and Isabella were just, under them, Spain became a powerhouse. Typically, historically, people, like historians, tend to say that anything, I think, from between the year 1492 or like 1453 thereabouts and 1556 or something, give or take, somewhere in this period is the start of the pre-modern period. I prefer to think of it as still part of the medieval period. the battle might of Henry V combined with the strategy of Charlemagne. Oh, that would actually be terrifying. But I would argue Henry V would never agree to it because he didn't much like the French. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That said, they would be a fearsome duo. But on the other hand, Charlemagne would, I would argue, he'd be like both of them would struggle over who's top dog, and arguably Charlemagne would kind of come out on top there. But the trouble is, all right, I have a daughter, Eileen,
All
but
right,
she's
give me
monstrously ugly.
Number 2. What's her name?
Aileen. Yeah. She's monstrously ugly. I need a new heir. And I captured an enemy.
All right, so.
And I'm battling for my life now. Oh my gosh, only 10% victory. Dear Lord.
And to answer the question for me earlier about my favorite monarch, I would say there's James III. You have Charlemagne, of course.
James
Pepin
III.
the Cool.
Dan, James III of which country?
Scotland.
No, James. I think you mean. I don't think James III of Scotland was a terrible monarch.
I'm just right. I'm mixing up my James. Anyway,
yeah, there were 6 of them. Dan, which one do you mean?
The one that died by cannon fire.
Oh, that would be James IV.
James IV, yes.
Yeah, okay. That man was like god tier linguist and intellect. I really like James IV. Okay, good choice.
There's Pepin le Court.
Le Bref?
Le Bref, why?
Oh, Charlemagne's dad. He was incredible.
Yeah. And I think another one would be Isabella of Castile.
Yeah, I get that.
Sure, she was nutty with her husband, but you know what? They have a nice story.
Yeah, the two were religious nuts, but they did what they had to for their kingdom. And I still have a soft spot for Henri II because I love the drama of him and his sons and how they conquered Louis and then how Philippe conquered them and whatnot. I really love that story. It's history and it's history at its finest and it's most fascinating. Especially with Patrick Stewart's rendition of The Lion in Winter, which really did a great job with it.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah, it's a great piece of theater. I should like to at some point write a story similar to it, set in fantasy land. I actually have an idea for it, but I started on the project, but I'm going to need to rewrite it. But yeah, that's the beauty of English and Scottish and even French history is so much beautiful art and literature and whatnot there. Oh, come on. We got to knock off the Carolingians. The Capet must reign supreme over in France for us to have our Old Alliance. Let's hope the wife becomes pregnant again. I don't want an ugly heir. Oh, cool. Okay. I wonder if I can declare war. Okay, no. Oh, I could just do that. All right. But let me see my intrigue. Yeah. So let's take a, since I've got that advantage, I could just go Holy War. So we're going to do that instead. But I'm kind of wanting to wait a bit and see if I can't get an heir and train them as a warrior. Oh, I better bribe my king. I want to be on good terms with him.
All right. So you declared a holy war?
No.
Okay.
I'm not doing that yet. I want a better marshal. I got a great one here, but I need someone a little fiercer. Let's see. Okay, wife's pregnant. Ooh, I can take concubines now. That wasn't in the original CK2. All right, so all right, let's see. Should we look to maybe Carolingians? Another shooting star. My character is stressed. Okay, of course she won't agree. Wow, he's good. Wait, I've been imprisoned? Oh, I was captured by Northumbria. Oh, darn, that's not good. No, I don't want to destroy relations. Okay, I need to ransom myself. Okay. I'm going to focus on... Oh, I can't focus on family. I should wait. Yeah, actually, my chancellor is a good option for that. Mirren? Sure. This is not good. Okay, so I can't have a regent's period. I'm probably gonna want... Okay, actually, I need to... Let's see. I gotta do something because I don't want my daughter to die. Like I said, I don't want her to die. I just want to switch the succession. How many sons does he have? Oh, wow. He's actually looking good. So, oh, yeah. I'm still imprisoned. Darn it. So, Dan, you've recorded that I've been captured in battle and imprisoned, right?
Yeah.
All right, good. That's actually... All
May
right, so
875.
All right, thanks. Bjorn Raid, I really, really need to negotiate. Like, how do I get him to free me? All right, he freed me. Thank heavens.
June 23rd. June.
Yay! So, All right. I'm just currently trying to look at. All right. I'm a tribal chieftain. I'm not a count. So I need to change this to, so that I become a count. So what I need is this. I need territory. But let's arrange this. Oh, that's a no, is it? Well, I kill you for that. That will not be accepted. Nope. Oh, man. Okay, so... Oh, wow, England has descended into chaos. Well, what else is new in that era? Come on, Anglo-Saxons. Get yourselves in line so that I could justify why I like you so much. Oh, he has a stutter. But he's of royal blood. I'm going to focus on family. I'll accept. Okay, I need a concubine. Wife's getting old. Let's see. You... Okay, no. Maybe I'm not looking at this the right way. Okay, so same guy. Let's see what... no. Let's approve. Why not? At this point... let's see you. Jeez. Okay. Okay. I can't find anyone. Story of my life. Wait. Did Constantine II just have me killed? He just poisoned me.
Constantine II.
Yeah, he just poisoned me. For no reason. I've been loyal. Dude. You jerk.
Well, hope you come back, Porter.
Yeah. All right. So, All right, I'll have to focus. I can't believe being loyal actually bit me in the rear. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. All right. Oh, the one time Porter would like to travel would be the dark period of history between the fall of the Roman Empire and the early Saxon kings. Such mystery there. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The origin of the Saxons is very interesting. And Dan and I are currently writing a novel, a fantasy novel with a bit of a fantasy version of Hengist and Orsa in mind. We're pretty excited about it. We're both working pretty hard on it every day, about 1 page a day right now, because, you know. Oh, please don't let her die. My heiress is crucial.
No kidding.
Yeah. Son of a...
Oh, I see.
What? What is it, Dan?
Constantine, your king, is the regent.
No, he's not.
Oh, no.
My bishop is. Yeah, this is a really boring point in the game. Like, not much I can do. Assassinated me. All right, I need a tutor. Sure. Yeah, it's just I'm just waiting for a claim to be set up here. Come on. I'm just gonna. This is why sons are better. Okay. That's such a sexist statement. But will we be streaming tomorrow? In truth, I don't think I will, because I got to record some Conan videos with another channel. But, well, we'll see what we can do. If not tomorrow, then I'm hoping the day after. That is, if it works for Dan. And that would be for Conan Chop Chop, because CK2 is way too addictive. Right, Dan?
Yeah.
Well, at least she's married to someone under my command. Oh, my tutor, Dan. My tutor's son married my mother on my mother's request. Huh. And now Constantine has declared war to try and seize my title. Well, my land. Oh, this ain't gonna work for me. Oh, he doesn't want me brave. Screw him. Well, I captured the chieftain of, or the Mormare of Fife. I captured the Lord of Fife. So goody. I'm going to siege the castle direct. Screw you. How dare you? I didn't do nothing. I've actually been very loyal. Normally, I'm a backstabbing jerk. And yet he's just coming after me endlessly. Oh my gosh. Leave me alone. Okay, you're not retaking your castle, bro. At least there's a nice little war to liven things up. Oh, look, his eldest son. I'm tempted to execute him. Yeah, you know what? I will. You know why, Dan?
The son of the king?
Yep. Because he killed my father. Well, not the son. The father did. And this is a Scottish blood feud. So things always get bloody with the Scots.
Yep. Noted that you captured and executed him.
Yep. Hey, King started it. It's a blood feud, not my fault.
Not my fault. He's going to get conquered by a girl.
Yeah, essentially.
Not even of age.
Girl, I need someone with good stats. Well, Mommy's looking pretty good. And now he hates me, but I've managed to retain my titles. Yay! Yeah, screw him. I'll just select his rival. What are you doing out over there? Everything okay?
Yeah.
Sounded like you were having a fit for a moment. No, not the trait honest. I don't like that one. Hmm. You know, your chewing is coming through. And see a porter. But all right. So Dan, now least favorite. You know what? Let's just free him. Least favorite medieval king.
Edward IV.
But Edward IV was a good king. Or do you mean Edward? Oh, you said Edward IV. I was thinking for a minute Henry IV. But Edward IV, is it because he was him in the Woodvilles?
Yeah, that entire disaster.
Oh, yeah. Ah. Lazy? Oh, come on. She's ruining my sister's education. I need a new tutor. Mom's an incompetent moron. Also, your chips. Chips are not the food for streams. Come on. I hate minority periods in this game. Okay, seriously, is my chancellor even trying? Let me see if there's someone at someone else's court. With a marginal amount of greater talent. Let's see. No. Actually, honesty might have fixed some problems here. This is not a well-built character. And my sister has become cruel. I was actually hoping to raise her.
Gotta hold out till she comes of age.
Yeah, then just get her knocked up.
Yeah.
Because it's not looking great. So far, I don't have very good options. I had high hopes for Mirren, but now it's looking like she's gonna turn into a moron. C'est juste si terrible. Actually, let's invite him over. What the heck? You're still imprisoned? Let's just kill him. He's insane. No, like legitimately insane. Oh right, I have to adopt feudalism. Oh, of course I can't quite achieve that because I'm 11. Yeah, if I sound waspish, it's because, oh man, I really don't like these minority periods.
Yeah.
But they happen surprisingly often historically. Normally about this time, I'd probably shift over to writing my Scottish novel or something, or working on a poem because, you know, there's not much happening in game. Charles, what? Philippe. Oh, you're in Philippe. Come on, let me get engaged to him. Although this guy looks like he's very talented.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Yeah, yeah. Pour en anglais, for an Anglo-Saxon. So I'm just a rageaholic and proud, but ugly as sin. Actually sounds kind of true. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. This war is about... he wants him to pay tribute to him. Okay. So we don't have anyone in the chat right now, but we've got someone over on Twitter.
Good.
Yeah. Counselor
You've got
Rings might show up. The person over on Twitch, not Twitter, over on Twitch, if you want to join in on the chat and make decisions in game or have history questions, feel free. As it is, I'm just gonna pop on over to just go over to YouTube. Okay. While the game is progressing, we are going to see about posting my stream. Let's go over. Let's see. Normally I try to be a little more dynamic, but that's not really happening. That said, Dan, which fantasy which fantasy universe would you like to see in a CK2 or CK3 style game?
Probably Dragonlance.
Really? Dragonlance? I guess that'd be pretty interesting with the Salamnic Knights. Oh, wow. I now have a... Mm-hmm.
It's, there's a lot that one can do.
Yeah. In particular, like I said, the Salamnic Knights. I think for me, I'd kind of like to see the Hyborian Age.
Yeah, that would work.
I'll just post this over on Twitter. So that said, and here I had expected you to say Prydain, but you'd rather see Dragonlance. I mean, no offense, but it might be because Dragonlance is probably a larger world than Prydain. Is that the case?
Yeah.
And there's dragons. The dragons themselves would be pretty awesome to see, along with the magic in such a game. She's almost 14. Finally. If only they came of age at 14 or 15. Oh, well. I should have shifted over to this. I think I can once I can adopt feudalism once I'm of age. Why not? She's supposedly beautiful. I'm going to ignore him because I do not like him. He killed my interesting character.
And you're playing the gender swapped Inigo Montoya.
Yeah. Oh, man, though. This is boring as sin.
I hear ya.
Because it's just... Let's see how her education's coming along. She's charitable but cruel. What the heck? And I have 0 on the diplomacy. Wow, that's not good. That is not good. Oh, good. She's going to turn 15 soon. Maybe they should have made it 15. Not 14. En tout cas. Oh, jeez. Okay, you know what? I'm going to declare a nice little war. I can't deal with this anymore. Oh, man. I got to wait? So not fair. What is my freaking... What is this moron doing? And I died. The boat was sabotaged. Just as she was turning 15. Holy mac, that's not good. Sure. And honestly, I'm really getting frustrated here. I don't want to start over. Huh? I clearly clicked that. No, wait. Shoot. Now we have to wait longer. Darn it! That's 2 characters assassinated. Probably because of Mr. King. And he's going to claim my title. He's going to kill this character too. I could kill my regent, which I do not want to do. He's actually pretty competent. Sort of. $13 years old. Not good. Let's try inviting a noble. Sure. Sure. Oh, can't. Let's try inviting another noble. Actually, let's assign him as my tutor. Wait, who's the king? Oh, we got conquered. Well, that's not good. I don't like that. Oh. I think they dissolved. I think they dissolved the Kingdom of Scotland. We're going to have to change that. Oh, and I'm not allowed to declare war.
Right.
Well, that's just prime. I could go in.
What have you done to these
All right, let me see. Yeah. Well, at least this monarch's not trying to kill me. Yet. Yet, I should say. And his wife's kind of hot. Except for the scar. Oh, wow, and he's nuts. Yeah, okay. Pretty soon I'm going to have to try to declare war for my independence. Oh, wonderful. I thought she was 15 years old. Oh, yeah, I turned 15. Come on, just have her turn 16 for heaven's sake. This is getting really annoying.
Yeah.
All right. Time for a new chaplain to expound the faith. She's not coming of age. So let's just check it out. Although historically, she'd have probably been married. She'd have probably been brought to court and married off to someone else.
Yeah. Her
Around
birthday is in September.
Oh, this could take a while. Okay, she's pretty tempered. Sure. Let's just do this. They have better tech. Yes, let's choose a direction. I'm going to choose family. I want to make sure her dream is to have a son. This way, she will focus most of her endeavors on let's see. Okay, you know what? I can't deal with this. Screw it. I want my independence. Huh. I lost? I had a force of like 8,000 men. I found a way to lose. Wow. That's great. So she's very fertile. There, I should win that battle. What about him? Ah, he's already a dad. He's pretty fertile. Let's just pray, because my boy. Let's see. My brother needs a tutor. I'll do it myself. This is going to be risky, but another shooting star just before childbirth. Let's hope she survives it. Okay. Oh, I have to do this. So, no, wait. We'll name her after Grandma. So now I have a daughter. I was hoping for a son. All right, so I have my independence. So let's see this. Oh, I have to be a man to declare for feudalism. This is nonsense. Okay. So I absolutely must have a son. Dans. Okay. So basically, my character is getting very attached to her daughter. So oh wow, I'm best friends with my husband.
That's good.
Yeah, but not in love. So let's see. Let's declare holy war. Gothadin. Yeah, let's conquer. Ooh, another pregnancy.
So Murin got pregnant, and to celebrate, she decided let's have a holy war.
Yeah, it's the thing to do, Dan. I mean, she's Scottish. For freedom. Somebody else has pretty much conquered the place. Well, that's not fair at all.
Well, they'll just have to learn to share it. And by share it, I mean hand it all over to you.
Yeah, let's hope so. Another daughter. Mariota. This family cannot seem to produce sons. Is there anyone this guy's not at war with?
Apparently not.
Okay, I'm going to go check out what else he's up to. I'm chasing after his army because screw this. %36%. Come on, give her a son for heaven's sake. What else are you good for, you idiot man? Oh, why not? Oh, I've taken on a lover. Well, double the chance. Not sure that's how it works. So she cheated on her husband. Now she's knocked up.
By which one?
The lover.
Right. This is the Middle Ages. Mori would have plenty of material.
Maury?
He's one of those. He was one of those talk shows, and there was an entire segment dedicated to paternity tests. It was
Oh,
a huge drama.
must have made him quite popular.
Oh yeah.
Which, just the celebration of that just shows how much we're in kind of decline.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's increase construction. Finally, a son! Giordani! I'm kidding. Tag. You know what? Let's actually go with that other name. Alpen. She finally has a son. It's become a symbol of virtue. I'm going to try not to pause. Yes, now I have a claim. Everything is going well. Except for the fact that the war is not going as smoothly as I would have liked. It's dragging on. Huh, new younger brother. Sure. Okay. I'm going to send army down south over. Actually, let's make it over here. It's burning a hole in my pocket. Anybody in chat? Nope. So, yay. I'm trying not to be cruel. Anyways. So, okay, Dan, who would you say is probably your favorite queen historically?
Oh boy.
From medieval history. Don't know that many of them?
I'd probably say Edward II's wife.
Isabelle de France, La Louve. She's probably one of
Right.
my favorites. She's the cause for the 100 Years' War.
Ooh.
But Edward II it is for you. I really feel bad for St. Louis' wife. So I might say that this is a tough one. Come on, what's it going to take to convince this schmuck? What? The war suddenly ended. For some reason, it just ended when I declared a holy war. Holy wars shouldn't just, like it's over the territory, not with a certain individual. All right, that's it. Give me that back. If I say I want this territory, I want this territory. Pregnant again. What's with her and suddenly getting pregnant right around holy wars or wars in general? All right. Sickly daughter is born. Anyone in the chat?
No.
All right. And suddenly I gained 100%. Yay! Actually, I should wait for the mercenaries to build back up. Well, she has fair trait. So let's engage them. Now, that'll mean I can't just simply declare war per se, but let's go for broke. Let's see. I'm trying to become a duchess. Turn of the century. Acetone. Actually, oh, wow, my husband's gone insane and become a lunatic. And the clergy will not give me a divorce. That's not good. I need more prestige. We'll do this. We'll do this. We'll buy an indulgence. Actually, hold on. Let's try the Western Isles. Just as I'm planning another war, she falls pregnant. Seems like it's the thing to do. So I need more than 370 prestige. Hmm. Do I still have a lover? Nope. I guess he's dead or something. Oh, wow, Malcolm. Malcolm. Wow, and he's good looking.
It's Malcolm.
Malcolm. Not. Okay. So, historically, at this time, Scotland was under the command of Constantine the second, who was an incredible monarch. Just, he was formidable, to put it lightly, and was possibly one of Scotland's greatest kings and was pretty much the founding monarch. Pretty much. I know some might say Kenneth MacAlpin, but it was really Constantine II who put Scotland on the map. No, I don't want her to become a Satanist. Let's keep her a good Catholic. Okay. Well, the thing about, but the trouble of Kenneth, now that I think about it, was that while he did manage to forge together two different realms, it didn't stick until the reigns of Domnall and Constantine. And Domnall, I think, was dubbed the Mad or the Crazy or something. Not sure why. The historic record's not clear. And you have Constantine the Second, who is wildly popular and grand. And it would be after his death that the succession wars that tore apart Alba, the Scottish Gaelic name for Scotland, tore the nation apart. So that
I'll be back in a moment.
So that the country ended up brought to its knees. Well, it was to be consumed by fatuous, well, not fatuous, but internecine war, the likes of which almost, I think, was equaled only by some of the conflicts of Angleland next door, and which were to just, it was utterly, it's probably one of the worst periods of civil war in a medieval European nation's histories. Oh, hey, Porter. I'm glad you're back. You're always welcome here. I was just discussing how Constantine the Second was pretty much the founding monarch of Scotland. It was him who, one second. Was to essentially found Scotland into the nation that it became. Well, he technically founded Alba for all intents and purposes. And he was to defend it against the very, I don't want to say hungry, but very grasping neighbor that was Athelstan. And what's interesting about the relationship between Constantine and Athelstan is that you have here a prelude, I think, to the Bruce and Edwardian Wars, because when you look at how Athelstan wanted to annex Scotland and Wales, primarily he aimed for the Norse territories in Scotland. You have
welcome back.
What's interesting is before him, Scotland was so tribal, clanist. Yeah, it was. It truly was. And we have to remember that it's not like Scotland suddenly forgot about its tribes and its clannishness. The clan survived. It's just that, at least in the lowlands, after the Pictish Society and the Irish Scotti Society of Dalriada fused, the clans essentially became, I think the term is sedentary. They were not nomadic. They stayed in one place. They built themselves keeps and whatnot, and they began to basically pass down from father to son the territory. They essentially began to set up territory and borders and whatnot. Despite me being English, you can't help but root for the Scots against Edward the First. Such horrible treatment. Yes, I remember when I began to do some of my research. Sure, Helen of Troy. Why not? When I began to do my research for Scottish history, I remember reading one story that really shocked me. Was when what was it? You had a woman who had been killed with her babe at her breast, and then you also had how a huge chunk of one particular city was slaughtered almost to the last man, and I think the Flemish merchants were set ablaze. This sort of action, yeah, it definitely makes you think Edward the First was cruel. And it's not like Edward the First wasn't cruel in a lot of ways to his own people. Like, you had to pay your taxes. And there's a reason why the northern lords of the Northumberland and Yorkshire region at one point were, eventually by the reign of Edward II, were kind of thinking, let's just break off and go become Scottish. It's just, like, who really wants to continue with the policies of the Edwards? And I think there was a brief moment in time when they nearly ended up tearing off the north of England and going off to become part of Scotland. I remember reading up about that. It was just in passing. I forget which text it was, but it was pretty interesting. But back to Edward I. Yeah, I've met a lot of English who saw it as, who've said, we really, really do feel bad for the Scots. And I've even met a few who have admitted that they greatly revere Robert the Bruce and hold him in high regard for his massive successes against all odds. Let me just see something. And it's just, she's gonna have another child. Jeez, she's just, wow, having a bunch of them. Oh shoot, he doesn't have a tutor. Why doesn't he have a tutor? I'll tutor him myself. Yeah, so yeah. But South England receives preferential treatment big time. Yeah. Oh, the North-South divide is still very strong even today. Yeah, I think that goes back to the Nordic Danelaw period, as well as the conflicts between the, well, yeah, it goes all the way back to that. I'd also argue that in later years, Lancaster there was a divide that grew from the time of probably around Thomas of Lancaster, I think it is, when he opposed Edward II. Oh, you're in the Midlands. That's really cool. The Midlands are great. But South England, yeah. I think if I had to fight an army with one person by my side, it would be William Wallace or Robert the Bruce. Robert the Bruce, he was a much better fighter and was a much better general. That said, I would argue that Bruce was just probably the greatest monarch in all of British history, both like in the entire history of the British Isles, just because of the amount of accomplishments he had. And he was obviously the greatest king in Scottish history. With that being said, not counting the Bruce and dividing Britain up into, so to speak, the greatest English monarch, I don't understand why North Americans tend to go with Elizabeth I. She was actually a bit of a disaster in a lot of ways. All the Tudors were. Henry VIII, actually, he was quite the disaster. I'd say Henry VII. Well, he was too Stalinistic. So I might say Henry Honleader, but he was setting up a lot of bad stuff in terms, if one considers Richard and Jean, Richelieu and Jean. But wait, it's Okay, there. I thought I had paused that. Henry V, you think is the greatest? Well, militarily, yeah, but Henry V, I find that I find him very unsavory. But I'm French, so I don't like him. But yeah, he did definitely bring France to its knees right before he kicked the bucket, and because he, well, dysentery, and the French got to celebrate his death and chant how much they loved their crazed Charles Le Fou. But Charles Le Fou was not the worst French monarch, weirdly. There's a lot of competition for that title. But greatest English king, yeah, there's a tough one, a toughie. But yeah, Robert the Bruce definitely did a lot to protect, safeguard Scotland. If only he had snuffed out his son, David. You could argue Charles I. Charles I for greatest king in England, of England. That thought never crossed my mind. Well, okay. From that point of view, sure. He ensured that England steadily moved towards a more constitutional monarchy, which... Okay. Okay, speaking of Bruce, Robert. Yeah. Oh, and let's wed him to Gloucester, because why not? Yeah, she's developing some pretty good stats. Let's see. Ooh, an alliance with Moray. I need that. Let's see. I need an alliance with Moray. Good, and he's also Catholic.
Good, that's important.
Well, yeah, considering that this is... Ooh. The McAlpins have been removed from the situation. That's not good. I don't like that. I like the McAlpins. Well, this is basically a Catholic nation with a Norse king. So, I'm just going to go intrigue. No. Let's check out factions. Nope. Oh, I can't do that. I'd be going against the interest of my own future son-in-law. Okay. But yeah. No, hide that. But as for Constantine and Aethelstan, I just like how historically that's basically a prelude to what happens later. And what's interesting is that the founder of England, and to an extent the founder of Scotland, who kind of set up the future relationship between the two nations with their rivalry. But what's also interesting is that you kind of have, wow, I'm cruel and just at the same time. How does that work? But you kind of have let me check my treaties real quick. You kind of have Aethelstan and Constantine, who... Constantine was actually a lot like Alfred, now that I think about it. He fought off the Norse, but he did later form an alliance with a lot of the Norse against Aethelstan in preparation for the Great Battle of 937, which was probably the biggest and most definitive battle in the early medieval British history. No! My heir died. Oh, it's because Malcolm is demonic.
Your second born is
Malcolm.
Yeah, and he was the one that had Alpin taken care of.
Yeah, I really liked Alpin because I like the name. All right, so and she's not. Oh, she's not willing to play ball with me. Okay. It's war. And what's interesting with Constantine was also that, while he was a lot like Aelfred, what he left in his wake was more like what happened with Aethelstan. In that Aethelstan, although historians tend to say that Brandenburg was a massive loss for the Scots, because Constantine buried 2 sons, I think, there, 1 or 2 sons. So for the Scottish succession, that was a cruel blow, and they did lose the battle. That said, Aethelstan was to die 2 years later, possibly of his wounds, possibly of illness. So the victory was null. But you're not really allowed to say that in most historic circles. And that is something I find absolutely annoying, because what is it?
That's an interesting thing that Porter said, that I would love to see the day-to-day life of Anglo-Saxon villages, especially the farming.
Oh, yeah, that would be really interesting. There's a great documentary about it that was done. Well, there was a almost docudrama element to it. I forget what it was, but it was like set around the reign of Aethelred the Unready, or the Ill-Counseled. And and the thing is, he's not moving. There. Might as well make him honest. It's not like any of the stats I stick him with are actually going to stick, because he's demonic. He's just going to become his own thing.
It's one thing to be cruel, but demonic is a whole other thing.
Yeah. Sure. But yeah, but as to, well, now that I think about it, we have a few movies on essentially the day-to-day life of the Scots. It didn't much change over the course of several centuries because like the Rob Roy movie is pretty accurate in that, in the context of how the clans lived to a large extent and how tribal rivalries and such influenced things. I'm going to bring on board another group of mercenaries. I'm probably going to regret it. But the Anglo-Saxons, there was one a while back. I just don't remember the bloody title. I'll have to look it up. I'll sing it. Oh, I already conquered that. Wait, hold on. Yeah, he owns that land. I don't see any reason to attack the land of someone who's essentially just a bystander. But I'd also, but yeah, maybe a movie or something about the day-to-day lives of Anglo-Saxons before the Norman conquest would be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Like we get a lot about the warriors and whatnot, but the day-to-day cultural life would have been interesting. Of course, I'd want at least one character to sing about, to sing the song of Beowulf, or a few songs of King Arthur, because that's what they would have sung about in that time, and that was their equivalent of going to the movies. Oh, better send in reinforcements. Eldest daughter came of age. Yay! All right. So I don't know how to. I really want to change the succession. No, wait. Better go around like this. And let's see.
Shove him in the clergy.
Meadows of varied patches. Yeah.
Yeah, sending a demonic child into the clergy. That's going to end well.
Yeah, especially the farming. Yeah. Something to do with the farm, like the farmers, the farming life of the Anglo-Saxons would be pretty cool. I'd really like to see, weirdly, this might sound really peculiar. I'd like to see a Hereward, I think it is, movie, and how he resisted Guillaume le Conquérant. But I'd want like the Normand to be speaking Français, like to be speaking French, and the Anglo-Saxon characters to be speaking English. I don't know if that's not up other people's alley, but for me, I'd love it if more dramas kept to that kind of historic accuracy. Let me see. One sec. Yay! Oh, come on. Let's see here. I've basically become a petty queen. I'm head of a tribe or a clan. Let's just flip this back on. Oh, whoops. Established interest in Galloway. I didn't mean to do that. Let's see. Well, given how I'm running out of cash, but yeah, let's go back to that. And an Anglo-Saxon film where they spoke Old English. That'd be great. Oh yeah, I definitely want this at some point. And a film set in Norman England where the royals spoke 100% French or Latin, and an Anglo-Saxon film where they spoke Old English. Yeah, I'd like that. But on the other hand, it'd be okay. I'm gonna say this. I'd want them to have the characters. For example, have them speak in an older form of English. And that's where who is this? Whatever. Sure. Wait. Another child killed? Except this time Paige, my sickly daughter. Dude, no one's challenging your claim here. Oh, man. All right, so what I'd want is one where they're speaking kind of in an older form of English, like Victorian English. My old English is worse than my French. Mais I'd want the French characters to speak more formal French, which that's how they would. Comme Monseigneur, le roi, and all that. Like, where you have the Norman kings, but also oh wow, twins. Get into how oh good, they're far away, so beyond his grasp. Basically, I'd want them to go with a semi-older form of French, but French as a language hasn't changed as much as English has. Alors, I'd want like not just for a TV series or something to have like for example, if you have it set in the reign of Henri II or something, or Henri le Premier, that it actually like the transition from Guillaume Rufus or William Rufus to Henri, and you have the French monarchs across the sea, and basically showcase both French and English peasants, as well as the monarchs. And you'd have a lot of French characters over in France, and you see them. Or maybe, if not, maybe French peasants, maybe 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 you have maybe like the point of view of knights, French knights, and you have but maybe like, because the thing is, it's hard to portray Norman knights in a very heroic light, because they were look at what they did in Anglo-Saxon England. And what I'd want to showcase is juxtapose them morally to an extent, because you do need the darker knights source of Norman Normandy and whatnot, and Anjou to an extent. But I'd want the knight in the service of the French kings to be maybe portrayed rather more like Lucius Vorenus. You need a glaring character flaw that screws them over a lot. And I'd probably want the production team of the Rome series from the olden days. Oh, come on! Stop killing my kids! Sorry. I'm at the point of wanting to execute this guy. It's just... I'm just getting sick of this. Maybe I should just imprison and execute. Because this is getting ridiculous.
The third child he's killed, correct?
Yeah, the eldest. Sorry, it's just, this is irritating. I just want to stop being a tribal chief. I want to actually adopt feudalism and whatnot at the soonest opportunity. But this schmuck keeps just killing people. He's actually killing my succession. And the thing is, I am wanting marital alliances.
And that causes trouble.
Yeah, when he's basically slaughtering my lineage. Wholesale.
11 years old and already 3 siblings murdered.
If he kills the eldest survivor, Mariota, I'm just going to imprison and kill him. And he's not getting to Robert. Labelle, I really like. I really like how I'm training him. He's coming along really nicely. But yeah, I'd want maybe Lucius Varinus type French knight. But I'd really want to have it showcased just the bad and the good of the Norman monarchs. On the other hand, I would like to see maybe a Anglo-Saxon drama with maybe set in the era when they were in conflict with Alba and have the Scottish characters ideally speak Gaelic. I don't know why. I just like the idea of them speaking Gaelic. Of the Gaelic kings of Scotland juxtaposed with the sorry, one sec. With the Anglo-Saxon, well, with an older English of sorts. He's going to soon be Duzan. Whatever. I don't care if he becomes a coward because he's going to lose that trait when he comes of age. The Last Duel. Oh. The Last Duel. I haven't heard of that movie. Let me look it up. Yeah, game's still going. I'm just waiting. Let me see. Helen. Okay. Let's see. I don't have any treaties I have to abide by. So I may as well. You know what? I'm just going to declare war like this. Let's get these two. So let's see. The Last Duel. Maybe we could do a review of that for the History Corner. 2021. Oh, I'm not a big fan of modern cinema. Let's see. Ridley Scott. He's hit or miss, I find. His former friend, Jacques Leclerc.
Come on, puppy. We're on the air.
After Jean's wife accuses Jacques of violating her, reflecting Second phase of the 100 Years' War. Swear allegiance to Comte Pierre d'Alençon, who has been named Jean's overlord by Charles says. Wait, I suffered a loss? I wasn't paying attention. Oh, yeah, I did. I totally did. That's not good. Oh, for freak's sake.
What? What?
Just spoil him.
Yeah.
Holy Mac. Okay, another child just died.
Which one?
The second to eldest. The eldest surviving one. Okay, that's it. We go broke. Here, I'll deal with that child in a moment. I can't deal with that. Oh, wait. Let's see. Okay, just send him over there.
Wow.
I'm not doing great.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, I'm losing.
He's trying to win a war, but has a little brat going around killing his siblings.
Yeah. Deal with that after this. But anyways, let's just quickly get back. Um, um, uh, all right. What the heck happened? Oh, we've got them going around plundering garbage. Aye. I'm definitely being outmaneuvered strategically. I should just do this. He's not moving. Aye. I'll just go for broke. All right. Let's marry an Anglo-Saxon. Why not? Let's see. What's the chat looking like, Dan?
The last message is from Porter that pretty much commented earlier. This game is being brutal.
Yeah, it is. Okay. He's been forced into a monastic life. So Krabel is now my heir. All right, let's fuse these units because I'm basically using them as one unit. But last duel definitely looks pretty interesting. Though, like I said, I'm a little nervous about the whole Ridley Scott thing because I know people really like his Gladiator movie, but I really didn't like that one. Russell Crowe's acting is pretty good in there. I'm not always the biggest fan of Russell Crowe, although I have seen him in some pretty good movies where he did pretty well. But I find that Gladiator has its issues. Okay, I lost a battle. That's fine. Now to totally annihilate him. I was hoping that would yield a victory. Better get rid of this. What does he say about... Okay, Dan, I do need you to actually communicate to me the chat messages.
Okay. When it comes to last duel, I would say it's factually accurate, but told in a different way. It's based on the last ever duel fought in France. Duels by that point were a thing of history, and all of Paris gathered to watch it.
Okay. I didn't know that because Dan, bear in mind, I'm paying attention to it.
Yeah.
I need you to pay attention to the chat. Okay. Well, at least I found a way to get rid of the kid without losing too much reputation or something. Just shove him into a monastery.
Yeah.
All right.
I think I just saw that Malcolm may have been that you've got 5 children that were deceased.
Let me see that. No, 4.
Oh.
I've got a
sister.
Remember?
Yeah. I saw that. It's a pity he didn't get taken out back by the monks.
Yeah. Well, after he slaughters his way to the head of an abbacy, to the head of an abbey, they'll realize it. What they should do. All right. So, as for you, Oh, wait, no, I can't declare war quite yet. I gotta rebuild. And let's see, Clydesdale, Galloway. All right. I'm gonna
It
go.
represents serfdom and manorialism of the period
What?
quite
Okay,
well.
I didn't understand that. What did you say?
Porter says it represents serfdom and manorialism of the period quite well. You see Jean de Carouge's home life a bit.
Oh, okay. They don't portray him as a total failure and flop as a husband or something, do they? Let's shift that there. I'm just going to move to Clydesdale because it seems like better territory. And before I ditch her as a character, I'm going to need to make sure I conquer that little bit of territory.
It's told from 3 different ones, 3 different perspectives, and it depends from which perspective.
Yeah. So now I've got a demon who's a monk, which, please, no anti-Catholic jokes about this. I've heard them all before. But you know, he might be useful. Let's see. It's not that I'm opposed to all anti-Catholic jokes. It's just we've basically been having nothing but 20 years of it running. Oh, wow. I became known as the Just, despite many glaring character flaws. So, told from 3 different point of views. I know Ridley Scott movies tend to really play up and glorify affairs with married women. That seems to be a trend with him. His Kingdom of Heaven, though, was an awesome movie. I love that movie. Orlando Bloom was great in it, as was Jeremy Irons, of course, and many other.
Uncut Kingdom of Heaven.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, that's peak Ridley Scott.
It's a 3-hour epic. But that said, Ridley Scott, as much as he did a great job there, I find that a lot of his other movies are either hit or miss, like I said. His historic stuff is generally better, I find. But even then, he helped out a lot and was one of the main producers and one of the guys who worked the hardest on the Pillars of the Earth TV series, which was such a great movie.
That's a good thing.
Not movie, but TV series.
It's like Porter's favorite scene from the movie is Saladin entering Jerusalem at the end. And the music is so good.
Yeah, it is. I think my favorite scenes are Yana Tellement de Bon Sen. I think I'm caught between the scene where Valiant is knighted at Dubé, where he's slapped and told, "That's so you don't forget." It referring to his vows, which historically there was the slap, so that'd be the last blow you'd ever receive in life, or that you'd accept from someone. You were no longer a child in that regard. That said, I really like the scene when Balian knights all those people and slaps to one guy and says the same thing. And he's asked, does making a man a knight make him fight better? And he just answers, yes. I really like that scene.
Another good scene is where the man he spares turns out to be a general.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Historically, though, I'm not sure how much mercy he'd have been shown by the guy, even though he showed him mercy before. In the Crusades, there was very little in the way of honor between the two sides. And there was... Now, that said, Saladin had allowed some other people to ransom themselves. And that was a very integral part to the... Well, mostly it was Balian who ransomed them, which was pretty important. Let's see. Oh, we have a Catholic Kingdom of Scotland again. Oh, the Norse ones simply decide to convert, saying it's not worth the trouble. Ooh, an ambitious son. That's good. Okay. But actually, I should...
What's definitely representative is the way Renaud de Chatillon caused carnage for Saladin's people.
Yeah. I think... Well... But it's a shame we don't get movies like that anymore, especially with most movie studios. Well, actually, you can get them, now that I think about it, in Japan and maybe Korea, but nowhere else. I'm just going to go for his capital. But Japan has some great sweeping historic epics still. I guess I just like more movies. Well, it's not that I want every historic movie to be about this, but I definitely like to see some more movies about chivalry and whatnot, and about knights and whatnot. I like Ivanhoe, so I want to see a remake of that as well. Then again,
Yeah,
there's also, I would argue, movies like Dragonheart and the Merlin 1998 miniseries, which were both fantastic in the 90s and were a good mix of fantasy and historic to an extent, especially in the moral themes and ideas and whatnot, which I really do like. That said, Ridley Scott...
Porter Porter says, I think the most consistent misjustice throughout all medieval films is the course of battle. Never did an opening pitched battle consist of soldiers charging directly at one another en masse.
Yeah.
Always much more conservative infantry movement.
Yeah.
Perhaps cavalry, but never infantry.
Cavalry might charge forward like a bunch of lunatics. And that would be because, well, your cavalry is to do that. They're going to trample everyone in front of them. And your average knight was a professional soldier to a large extent, with a massively important code of personal conduct that really dominated him. What I'd like is for there to be, like, I want to see the positive and negatives with the knights, I guess. Because there were positives and there were negative figures. Now, what's funny,
no knight could fight one man at a time in such coordination as performed in the movies.
No, but you do. And yeah, it's just, that's something that they definitely, why not? All right, I've become chaste. Let's see. I'm tempted to just kill her. I know I shouldn't interfere too much, but there's not much more I can do with this character. So let's go. Sorry if I just decided to take matters into my own hands. What the bloody? Okay, I will cheat here a little more than I plan to. If only to do this, because I'm just I don't understand. I thought I could. Okay. I'll just do this and nominate her. And I'm going to remove that. My intent was just to move towards feudalism, to move the story forward, so to speak, or the game forward. But it seems like I've just opened up a different can of worms. What else is new? No, wait. I need him here. There. This is what I want. Let's supervise construction. Let's see what happens here. Oh, goody. But yeah. Let me see what the chat's got to say. Oh, yeah. When that said, all right, I'm going to go with war. Let's see.
You have
cool.
more perseverance than me. I would have restarted the game by now.
I'm tempted because I think 1 second. What? There. Yeah. Fort. Finally. Yes. Feudalism. Yay, I have a castle. Let's build the main keep. Let's build a castle. Let's go like this. I want to prove my piety. We're building. And I'm a very, very naughty boy. I'm cheating. But that said, now we have feudalism. We are a much more sophisticated, civilized people. Well, not really, but we like to pretend to be. Feudalism is very, very barbarous at its core. I've heard it said more than once that an average knight in the medieval period had more in common with Tony Soprano than Lancelot. But when you actually think about it, Lancelot in the myths was a very dishonorable man and was scum. He betrayed his liege lord multiple times, ended up at war with him, slaughtered the king's nephews. He slept with his liege's wife and fomented rebellion and did rebel and essentially usurped the crown after, in some versions, after Arthur died. So I'd say an average knight had more in common with Lancelot or Tony Soprano than they did Gawain. But there were some knights which were like Gawain. And I got to actually start enfeoffing territory to people. So let me see. Should I invite him? No. Okay. So I have a court. Let's see. That's one. Argyle I should give away.
As much as feudalism subjugated people, I'm sure there was an element of security being part of the property your lord owned. Going it alone during those times would have been pretty terrifying. No protection from crimes, no protection from starvation, and no protection from invading forces.
But, well, yeah, to an extent, but there was also plenty of starvation that did take place in that time period. It's that said, it's with the it's after the Black Plague created that killed a huge bunch of the population, but also allowed essentially labor movements to take place in the medieval period, and for a lot of farmers to start being able to declare terms to their bosses, to those above them, and this allowed them to really, how should I put it? This allowed them to start to change society up a little. Sure. And with this change, they were able to start. Well, we started getting the shift from the medieval to the pre-modern, and from there to the modern. And that, combined with other changes and discoveries and whatnot, you start getting the Renaissance period. That's
the Black.
Oh wow! What did he say?
Black Plague pretty much ended feudalism.
Oh yeah, totally did.
And that's pretty impressive, Porter. Porter traced his family back to the early 1300s, living in Devon. Most likely would have been sheep farmers or serfs.
Oh wow, that's cool. Wish we could do that. We can't really trace our family back that far. It's why I want when we manage to get settled after our move, I want to be able to hire a genealogist at some point down the road.
No, we haven't. Because I think an aunt of ours has, but
no, she hasn't. We have no relatives who've managed to trace back any of our heritage.
Have you used Ancestry.essentially.com?
Ancestry is it's more like you're saying subjectively what you want your ancestry to be, I find, with that website. And if you use the like their kit, it's more like, oh, well, you have some Anglo-Saxon or some Frankish ancestors. Yeah, okay. But who specifically, of what lineage am I of? Don't know, don't care, is pretty much the policy with those DNA kits. So,
oh, you're saying for the records. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh shoot! My wife is trying to slip me a cuckoo bird, or whatever. That's not good. Okay, I'm going to start scheming to get rid of her. Okay. Now,
She complained about being in a prison. Maybe you should send her to prison.
yeah, I know. I'm trying. Well, there's a McAlpin lady here. How would I actually arrange to have a concubine?
Yeah, there's a lot of church records, Porter.
Yeah.
But
The trouble is,
becomes difficult prior to Henry VIII because he destroyed a lot of the monasteries.
Yeah. Okay, seriously, why isn't this guy signing on? There.
Oh, he signed on.
Yeah, I'm just trying to arrange the assassination attempt. Oh, well, I've got a solution. Yeah, I'm not gonna take this line down from her. Let's see. Yeah, he's totally been fucked. I hate when this happens. Time to blame the child. Wait, I have the perfect succession law, so I don't have to worry about that. Never mind. Cheat all you want. Darn slut. I almost ended up choosing to make him a slut as well, so who am I to judge? So let's see. Over here in Canada, when it comes to figuring out your lineage, it's very difficult, as there have been a lot of buildings burnt and whatnot. Our family, for example, kept very poor records, and they never felt that history or the family history was very important. What makes it also very difficult is that our family thwarts all efforts to try to find out more. And when I say they attempt to thwart, I mean they actively discourage it, get enraged, and will outright just even put money into trying to fight your attempt to figure it out, what went on before in the family. We know about 100 years of our family. Well, on our mother's side, we know about 200 years of the family history, and our mother and aunts could have dug further, but they lost interest because they're not very. I don't find them particularly bright on that end. As for our father's side, there's just no interest. And our mother's side of the family also doesn't want us digging more into our father's side, which makes me even more curious about our father's side of the family because, hey, Dan, it's like, yeah, we want to know.
Good evening, Porter. He's signing off.
Oh, okay, good night then. Not good evening. All right. So I'm just gonna. Why can't someone just try to kill her?
Too bad you can't have her go visit Malcolm.
Malcolm? Who? Malcolm?
Yeah, your Robert's brother. I mean,
Oh,
surely he'd be a hospitable host.
yeah, I'm sure. I gotta get rid of this territory. All right, what other lanes do I have? Oh, there. Let's see. And let's go declare war. Huh. Okay. I really can't. I thought I had a claim. Oh well. Goody. But I just want to first get rid of this terrible wife. Okay, obviously they're not going to try to kill her. They want to talk about it, but they don't want to actually do it. Part of me now wants to just go kill the Pope because
She's probably from the sound of it, she's probably very persuasive with the Pope.
yeah, well, you know how popes were historically. They've never typically been very good representatives of the Catholic faith in any way, or have ever exerted a positive influence on their flock. Because power and politics, never a very good mix. Well, we're seeing that with, we've seen that in the 20th and 21st century to an extent with totalitarianism, which is a religion. And is, well, you look at fascism and communism, they are religions as much as they are political movements. And the thing is, the popes historically have been a not exactly a positive influence in a lot of ways. Now, that said, there have been the occasional popes who restrained their flock's more zealous nature at times, but generally they've not been the most positive of influences. Will no one rid me of this turbulent wife? That's it. Yeah, I know people are going to judge me, but they'll have already judged me for a lot of cheating, so I'll do it. It's essentially me just outright getting rid of her. All right. I'm going to do something. Let's see. Are there any McAlpin brides available? Sinon des adultes. Yeah, let's go for a Baroque. Oh wow, she immediately got pregnant with his child on the wedding night. Oh. He's a descendant of the last real legitimate line of Galloway. Cool. And wow, I guess I'm a bit of a jerk. Oh, I can't declare war just yet because I need more prestige. So let's see what the chat says.
Chat.
Okay, no one talking, but somebody's watching on Twitch. Which hello. At least I know this kid's Crabals. Oh, I need piety. Oh, man. Does he have to be ugly? Gavin.
So we've got
She's gotten syphilis. The current wife, which means she did cheat too. Well, at least I got a son out of this. Though he's ugly as sin again. Wow, what's with this family?
He's not set up as heir.
No, he's not. I haven't done that yet. Let's miss my wall. All right, so I have another war, and let me just do a few things. And somebody just tried to convert me to another version of Christianity. Wow. Let's designate him. And I'm just going to make sure everything's in order here. And she's gone totally insane and bonkers. Well, that's about right.
Jeez. Robert doesn't have much luck with the ladies.
No, he doesn't. I'm just going to switch. What the heck? Oh, I didn't. But it's about time our main character got himself some battle experience on a personal level. Because after all, imagine a king who fights his own battles. Wouldn't that be the day? And our holy war is won. Yay! And screw it. I'm already known for this. I know some people are going to go, you just executed your wife again. Yeah. I have to admit, I'm not very good here. I'll just marry a Capetian. Because, they're one of the most impressive clans of medieval Europe. And let me see, what titles do I have a claim to? I'm currently working on Athol. Let's see. There. And let's see my succession. Ooh. I'll just do one thing, because why not? I'm already screwed in terms of trying to avoid cheats. Let's go primogeniture. Oh, wait. We go elective instead, and I'm going to try Gavin. He's my new heir. It's either that or I'd go back to Tanistry. You know what? No, let's keep this Scottish by its nature, and we're just going to go Tanistry. Agnatic. So now I've made it so that women cannot inherit, because what is a woman good for? Am I right? I'm joking, actually. No, this is actually terrible. But no, I just want my son to be my heir, even if he's hideous. And I've learned my lesson. Oh, she's now come of age. Hopefully no more siblings will start slaughtering, potential people in line and whatnot. So, okay. We can declare war here. And we will! And we're going to save this. And end it because I'm tired now. And I think that's enough. So, if you enjoyed this stream and if you want more, don't forget to smash that like and say so in the comments section on either the history or the gaming corner or over on Twitch or something. And don't forget to subscribe on all three, because why not? So until next time, do take care.